There's this movie, very violent. This is Chaplain, and it's called Raid 2, or is it The Raid 2? Yeah, The Raid Redemption. That's what it is. And very violent movie. And these knuckleheads in my head are reminding me, this is a good time to tell a story about when you were little. I actually can remember through the Holy Spirit and whatnot. I was about 6 or 7 months old, and I had on what they call the rubbers. They're plastic that they wear over your diaper to help keep your, at that time, cloth diaper, from getting everywhere. So I had a pair of those, and I had fat rolls, my thighs, and that's where I used to have scars in my inner thighs because they were too small. I had that kind of a mother. Because when I asked her about my thighs when I was a youth, I thought they were from spankings I used to get from my stepfather. She says, no, those are from your rubbers. They were too tight. And it hit me. This woman let these things stay on me. They were too tight and causing damage and pain. And I guess as I was growing up, I guess I must have been special because it just went through one thought and right out the ear. And so I'm being reminded to share the story that I remember my stepdad, same one, he would beat on my mother, and to escape him, she would come into my room and she would fall on me while I'm supposedly asleep. This is her way of escaping, was to bring it into my room. And it didn't stop. He continued, and I continued to pretend to be asleep. As long as I stayed asleep, I didn't get involved in the incorrect way. If I said anything, opened my eyes, then I would have been involved. And this is the mother that I had. This is woman that brought it into my room. And so I thought that the scars in between my thighs were from his whoopings, because his whoopings were just that severe. Which brings to mind other kinds of child abuse. Shaking your babies. I watched some movies from India, and the medullas, the mothers, the women who, bring the babies into the world when you don't want to use a physician because you want something more earthly, more peaceful. Well, in India, in some movies, they show that the doula will hold the baby at the neck and just roll the skull in their palms back and forth to kind of like stretch the baby out. And you wonder why you have deformities and blindness and shit going on? Are you kidding me? Please tell me that's just in the movies. Please, please, please. Which also, parents here in the States, shaken baby syndrome. You get so frustrated you shake your baby. Please don't. Walk away. Let the baby cry. Beat the wall. Sucker punch yourself or something. Beat the wall. Don't shake the baby. So the point of fat thighs is to why I'm not in front of the camera. Well, other reason is it's not about me. It's about the message. So you really don't need to see me. And the other thing is, well, I have to go through a lot of things that everybody else goes through because, once again, you can't talk about things unless you've been through some things, right? Well, as efficiently. So on the subject of, having more weight on than I would like to, I've been a fitness nut my entire life, and this is not good for me. And I don't want to be seen. That's the other reason. I don't even want to buy clothes. I'm stretching the pair out because if I buy clothes, to me it's acceptance. And so I'm not buying clothes. And since I'm not wanting to be seen, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. And I don't need to be in front of the camera right now anyway. But there are people, for whatever reason, they just can't seem to lose weight. And so that's what I'm going through. And I'm not happy about it. I'm told it's supposed to be by my birthday. It's supposed to go away. Because even if I try not to eat, I eat. And next thing I know, I bought something. And it's like, why the heck did I buy that? And that's what others go through. I otherwise would not go through these kind of things. But I need to understand when people come to talk to me and then say, yeah, I went through that too. you can only truly understand something if you went through it. So that was the whole point, is to roly poly thighs. And so right now I feel like a fat bitch, and so this is why I'm behind the curtain. Champlanika.
Give it up for Armin van Buuren! Shift the gears!